Now, you guys, yours truly here. You know who it is. Now, here's the thing. Welcome to this book. I'm sure it's probably backwards on your screen, right? Um, this is an MRT book. It's called How to Escape Your Prison. Normally, this is exclusive to the people behind the fence. All right. And the thing is, I want you to understand right now if you want to go through this, if you really want to go through this program, you're going to have to understand a couple of things. One, you cannot be dishonest. You have to be honest. All right? And I understand that I'm not really in a position to be able to kind of read your body language or see anything on your face. It's one thing I'm actually pretty gifted with is being able to tell if someone's being dishonest, deceitful, um, or misleading in any way, shape, or form. All right. And the reason that I'm doing it this way, one, this whole part right here of this book, all right, as you can see it, this whole section is literally just background information on, kind of giving you a rundown on what it is that I guess is kind of trying to tell you your life story. So, but we're going to skip all that because we know why you're here. You want to do something to change your life. All right? And I'm telling you, this is it. All right? And so what I'm going to do is we're going to skip all this part, because in here it talks about how you shouldn't do this by yourself and you should be surrounded by people to help talk to you about it and everything. But the thing is, most people can't afford to go and get this. And if they do afford it, it's because they're behind the fence and the state's paying for it. All right? I'm doing this because it's time that somebody puts out information like this that truly just needs to be known for free instead of being greedy and trying to charge for it, man. You know how much this book is if you can find a copy? It's almost $100. Unless you get on eBay and you buy a used copy that somebody's written through and done. I bought this one as, honestly a new beginning for myself. Things are a lot different nowadays. So what's going to happen is I'm going to read the step, okay? And then I'm going to tell you what it is that is expected for you to do. Now, if you're serious, you can send me an email with, you don't have to take a picture, but you probably should. If you're serious and you actually want somebody to talk to about it that's been there and done it and can tell you if you did it right or if you did it wrong, all right, okay? But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's fine, all right? But you need to find somebody that's in your life that you trust enough that you can work these steps with, or at least kind of present some of them to them and then get some of their feedback from them. Because I'm telling you, I can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so step one is it gets a little interesting, and it's mainly the testimony part, okay? But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and read, and then I'll tell you what's going on. So whether you believe it or not, most people live in a prison. Some people are imprisoned by their jobs, their bills, a bad marriage, responsibilities of children or parents, or some other type of situation where they feel trapped. Many people are imprisoned by a desire for alcohol or the highs of drugs. An addiction or an overwhelming desire for anything is a prison. In fact, the word addiction actually means enslavement. A person who is addicted to something is a slave to it. We can be enslaved by our desire for a particular job, a particular person, desire for money or sex, and desires for drugs and alcohol. As long as your life contains any addictions, you will not be free. That's fact. That's straight fact. There's another kind of prison that we all live in. It is the prison of our beliefs, attitudes, and habits. Even though the first 17 chapters of this book describe how this happens, You probably don't understand it yet, but by the time you work through the steps, you should. The total of our beliefs, attitudes, and habits, or our behaviors, is what we call our personality. You are trapped and imprisoned by your personality, but you don't know it. Few people ever realize the limits and boundaries that their beliefs place on them. The things you believe determine your attitudes. Your attitudes determine your behavior and habits. Seldom, if ever, do you question if the things you believe are right or correct. Usually, we never think deeply enough about ourselves to question the things that we believe. As your personality formed while you were growing up, you went through a series of stages. As you moved from one stage to another and had one experience after another, your personality formed layer by layer. But it happened without you really knowing it. Taking control of your life, where you can really do the things you want and need to do, requires that you peel off some of the layers of your personality. You will have to restructure some of your beliefs, attitudes, and behavior. That's not easy, because these are stuck to you so firmly that you think they are you. The purpose of the MRT steps is to help you take control of yourself and become the person you should be. It is a systematic method of reconstructing your personality, but the book itself doesn't do this. Only you can do this. The personality stages are described in each step because they help in understanding others and ourselves. All right, so the essence of step one. If you can't do step one, it simply means you are not ready to change. It means you are dishonest and can't be trusted. And it also means that you want to stay that way. For the only escape from disloyalty is to quit pretending and become for real. Step one is all about honesty. It's been written that the stage of disloyalty is the lowest level in which a human being can exist. People in disloyalty are loyal to no one. They will betray the trust of anyone if they believe it is in their best interest. They make most of their decisions based upon the pleasure and pain in a situation. They will steal from their own family or anyone else to get what they want. They can't be trusted and they trust no one. People in disloyalty feel lots of negative emotions like jealousy, hatred, anger, resentment, and depression. They perform a lot of negative behaviors like lying, stealing, cheating, betraying, blaming, taking revenge, and victimizing others. They place the blame for their faults and problems on society, their parents, their teachers, the system, or the drugs they use. People in disloyalty try to convince other people that they are victims. It isn't my fault, they say. I'm a victim. Then they turn right around and victimize somebody. People in disloyalty create victims by hurting anyone and everyone they encounter on their path through life, even hurting their own family. They say that no one can be trusted, but they can't be trusted. People in disloyalty spend a lot of time pretending. They pretend that they are a victim. They pretend that they really care about some things, and they pretend that they are really trying to do better. They pretend to be your friend, but they are really waiting for the right time to betray you. People in disloyalty believe that everyone else is just like they are. Step one. To begin the escape from the difficulties and problems in your life and to take control of your life, you must admit that you are the source of the problems in your life. You must admit that you have been living your life in disloyalty. The first part of step one requires that the exercise Pyramid of Life be completed as a homework assignment prior to group. The exercise on the next page in group will show you your drawings and describe what you drew. The instructions tell you to draw pictures, so if you don't draw pictures, you will be told to do the exercise again for the next group. Don't draw anything that shows you as a victim. Completing the Pyramid of Life exercise qualifies you to attempt a verbal testimony, which is the final thing you do to complete step one. Your counselor determines if you have successfully completed the Pyramid of Life exercise and whether you may attempt the testimony. However, you must have prepared both the pyramid exercise and the testimony prior to the next group that we have. So, if you can see this is important. This is the Pyramid of Life, all right? And now I'm going to kind of describe it to you because I'm sure it's all backwards on the screen. All right, so at the top of the pyramid it says present. And going down this side of it, which with me looking at it, it's on my left-hand side. It says a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 20 years ago. All right. And at the bottom of the pyramid, on the left-hand side, it says real life happenings. And then on the right-hand side, it says what could have been. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do, number one, you begin by drawing something, a picture, that represents your current life circumstances or conditions. Again, that's at the top of the pyramid. That's right there, the top. All right, step two, now you're going down. Left-hand side is what happened in real life. Right-hand side is what could have been. So, in two, now complete the real life side of the pyramid, which is the left side. Starting in the 1 year ago space. In the 1 year ago space, draw an important event that actually happened about 1 year ago that led you to the present. Third thing, in the 5 years ago space, draw an important event that happened about 5 years ago that led you to the 1 year ago event and the present. In the 10 years ago space, draw an important event that happened about 10 years ago that led you to the 5 year ago event. In the 20 years ago space, draw something that happened about 20 years ago or in your childhood that led you to the present. Now move to the what could have been side of the pyramid, which is the right side. And start by looking at what actually happened in the 1 year ago space. Draw something you could have done back then to change what actually happened. This should be something you could have done to make the things that happened turn out for the better. Now 7, now go to the 5 years ago space and do the same thing. Do the same in the 10 years ago space. And then you do the same in the 20 years ago space. All right, so again, if you have to, draw yourself a pyramid like so, okay? And do those things. All right, so the next part of doing this whole first step. Step 1 is completed during a verbal testimony in a group with other clients and your counselor present. You must stand in front of your peers and give them a completely honest assessment of yourself and your problem. You cannot read the testimony, cannot use notes or your book. In order to pass the testimony, you must say something about all of the 10 issues listed below without blaming anyone or anything else. When a person makes honest admissions about his past abuses, what he is admitting is that he can't be trusted. He is also admitting that he doesn't tell the truth and has been living his life in disloyalty. But if you think about it, when a liar admits that he is a liar, he is being honest and truthful. So the first step for a liar is to admit he lies. It is the starting point of telling the truth. Step 1 is all about telling the truth. And what this testimony must cover. Your testimony must cover 10 issues. You have, I'm not going to tell the time limit. Well, I mean, unless you want somebody to hold you to it. You have 5 to 15 minutes to cover these issues to your group. The 10 things you must discuss are the lack of honesty in your life, the betrayal of others, effects of your behavior on your family, effects of your behavior on your friends, effects of your behavior on others, employers, co-workers, teachers, etc. Effects of your crimes on others and yourself. Effects of your behavior on your health. Whether you had lack of control over alcohol and drugs, the role of seeking pleasure or avoiding pain in your past failures, and that you are now being honest and sincere and you are willing to make a commitment to change. You must specify what your commitment to change actually is. Okay? All right. So, with all of that, I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I'll finish out before, I'd stop recording and upload. The only reason that I'm doing all of this, I leave for the boat next week. And I'll be gone for about 28 days. Okay? I'm allowed to have my phone there. So I will have it there, and I'm going to take this book with me, and I'm going to do my best to try to upload the next thing, at least one thing a week. All right? If I can't, I will at least put something in the community posting to let people know what's going on. But here's the thing. I want you to do everything that that thing was saying. Try it. Seriously. This is the first step to truly changing your life. Now, you can either A, live in denial, or B, you can do something about it. All right? I love you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Peace.